Hey, what's up everybody? This is Etho, and welcome back guys to me making some more YouTube videos finally. Yeah, it's been a while. If you didn't see my tweets or my Skyblock series, basically I've been sick for the last week or so, guys. And not just sick, like the sickest I've been in years. It was really bad, and you might be able to tell I'm still not feeling great. It started out as a sore throat, you know. Didn't think much of it, just a little cold. After about the third day, it was going away. I thought I was going to be okay. And that's when I recorded the Skyblock series there. But just before that, ooh, things got worse. Things got a lot worse. I started getting congested, got a headache, started getting a fever, couldn't stop sweating, and chills and aching, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, after we recorded Skyblock, I went and crashed, and that night, oh, it was a bad night. Every time I would fall asleep, I would just wake up again 15 minutes later. The headache was so bad. And then the next night and throughout the day, same thing. I actually wasn't able to fall asleep for like 3 days with this stupid cold or flu or whatever it is. But yeah, eventually here it's finally starting to go away. And that is the yada yada of my suffering. But yeah, we're here again in our modded world. I'm going to try to record an episode here today for you guys. Wasn't really able to do much while I was sick. I was pretty much just sat and laid around. I couldn't even watch TV, unfortunately, because I couldn't focus on anything. But when I was able to do stuff, I was mostly playing in my modded world here. So I did get the runic crafting working here. If you check it out, it looks kind of cool. I decided to use luminizers for this. You see the wavy lines going towards the middle instead of the mana spreaders, the pulse mana spreaders, like we were originally doing. And they seem to work pretty good. So basically now, if we look, light turns on. And we got the rainbow going towards the altar. Automatically starts the mana process. Block falls on top, and bam, you get your rune. So yeah, super simple, which is great, because just about anything you do with Botania requires these runes, so I definitely want some automated way of doing it, and this is working out pretty good, actually. See the red lasers going up. Aha! So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's pretty cool. This area needs a lot more work, though. It's looking pretty rough and very cluttered. I've been using it as my Botania workshop, but we're gonna want to move all this junk to another area when we can here. Clean it up, make it look nice. I tried something here. You know how we want that music to play when it's crafting the runes? Botania has this trumpet thing. Cacophonium. Yeah, nailed it. I blame the sickness. This allows you to copy mob sounds, like you see this one says pig. So if you hold right click, makes a pig noise. You just like right click on something and it'll get the noise. So that's pretty neat. I was hoping, oh yeah, and then if you have a note block, do I still have that note block here? Ah, I do. Very cool. So yeah, if you put it in a note block, then shift right click, it transforms it, and anytime you send it a redstone signal, you can play the pig noise. So I was hoping I could use this to kind of cheat in, or not really cheat in, but make an easy way of copying sounds, because I got the custom NPC mod, right? What you can do, right now this guy, let's go to sounds here, he's playing that music whenever I kill him. You can select like any sound here from any of the mods, or even if you add your own in a resource file. So let's say we go to Ender.io. What's a good one here? There we go. That's an easy one to pick up. So now randomly he's going to make that sound every so often. I was hoping I could copy it with one of these trumpets. You hear that? So right click on them. And you see it's got it there. Entity, custom NPCs. It's got it in there. But whenever I try to play it then, it removes it. So it can't play it for some reason. And then it undoes it. So yeah, that method didn't work for me here. But anyways, we're back at the main base now, and something else I wanted to show you. I've updated a few of the mods as well, including Peripherals++, which means, check this out. It didn't work. What? Jake Quellen?
Systems online.
Oh, why didn't it work the first time? Anyways, Jake Quellen's back. Yeah, Jake Quellen had a lot of problems before. I know some of you were wondering why I don't use Jake Quellen anymore, our computer system here. One problem was she couldn't talk anymore, but now that I've updated the mod, it seems to be working okay. Another problem is there's a bug in Computercraft, the latest version for 1.7. It wasn't automatically starting up the program whenever I would load up the world. One of you guys, or a few of you guys, suggested though that I use an autonomous activator next to the computer with a right click. So it's constantly right clicking the computer, and that seems to automatically start it up with my shell program. It's a bug that's been in Computercraft for a few months. I don't think they're going to fix it because they've moved on to 1.10, I think. But don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is a temporary fix for it anyway. So that's cool. We can do like language changing again. Change it to Japanese.
System online.
But unfortunately, my give command, or no, it's get. It's get. Let's say we want iron ingots out of our ME system. Do 64. Causes a crash right now. I think some syntax has changed with Peripherals++, so it's probably an easy fix, but I'll have to spend some time looking into that as well to really get it working again. So today, guys, we're going to do a little bit more Railcraft stuff. It sounds like that's what you wanted to see, which is awesome. I like doing Railcraft stuff. I'm glad you guys like it too. It does take a lot of time, though, but we'll try out a project here today. So we left off. We sort of have a main system working here. We have a way of handling resources to an extent. It doesn't handle multiple carts at the moment, and it also doesn't have anywhere to like store the minecarts, so we can't really use it at the moment. One thing, excuse me, I'm losing it here. One thing I also realized is we have no way of riding the minecarts and choosing where we want to go, and to do that is actually going to be a bit complicated. So today we're going to try build train stops, minecarts that we can actually ride, that have trains ready to go at all times. And we want to make it modular so we can just copy it with a schematic or Buildcraft blueprints and build them in different parts of the world easily. So today we're going to try to design one of these train stops that we'll be able to copy and try to get it working flawlessly if we can. And I thought this would be a good spot right over here next to the fishing village. This is the main loop over here, so the train's going to be going this way. I'm going to make it branch off to the right here, kind of have a train waiting here for us to board, and then rejoin the main loop here, going this way, I guess. Yep, so first step here is to do a little bit of terraforming. I'm going to try to get the land up to this level here, up to the track. And then we will probably want to go a little bit higher than that yet as well, make it look a little nicer. Probably up a slab or something. So I gotta chop down these trees and get rid of all this garbage. Tomato! Nom 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 nom. Okay, guys, so we got a basic layout here for our train stop, like we talked about. It goes off to the right. This is where the train will actually be waiting for us. Big leg spike. And then they'll go off to the right here again. So from here to here is 13 blocks wide. We'll see if that works, if we can get everything to fit into there. Okay, so let's do some Railcraft stuff. To actually get the train to turn to the right here, and just the train we want, we're going to use the switch track from Railcraft. We've done this before. You use these special motor things. So we're going to want a routing motor next to this. And these allow you to put these routing tables in. So we can do something like this. Destination equals, we're by the fishing village here, so fishing stop, maybe. We'll do something a little fancier later, I'm sure. But just for trial and error here, this will be the fishing stop. Put that in here. And now only minecarts or trains that have fishing stop as a ticket will actually turn into here. Otherwise, they'll just keep going straight. Okay. And then to get it back onto the track here, onto the main loop, we're going to use another one of these. And we only ever want it to turn right here. We never want it to turn left. So to do that, we use a switch lever. This other one allows you to use redstone to switch it. But since we know which way we want it to go always, this is the one we're going to use for this. Yeah, I think we want it like that. So now if we push a minecart, it goes that way. If a minecart goes this way, it should go straight. Oh, bumping them all over the place. Oh, it did switch. Yeah, it went straight though, right? I think it's fine. Cool. And then to actually like transport us, the train we're going to use is at the very least a steam locomotive that that produces the power to move the train. The minecart we ride in, and then we're going to want an anchor cart to keep chunks loaded, because after the train leaves the station here, we need some way of getting a train back into here, right? An empty train. So from whichever train stop this goes to, like say this goes to our Botania base, the empty train from there is then going to have to come and refill the one missing from here. Okay, so we want our train to do a few fancy things here. One thing, we need it to stop, obviously, at our station. So this is the middle, right here. This is where we're probably going to want our passenger cart, the one we hop into, just the empty mine cart. The locomotive will go a little bit ahead, probably around here. So we're going to use a locking track, and then if we use our crowbar, we want train holding mode, I believe. And also when we hop into the minecart, we want the train to go. So I think we could somehow do that with this. This is a player detector. Let's just put this here for right now. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but somehow that's going to send a signal to this probably. I also set up a thing here. This is a train dispenser. Just in case we ever crash a train or something, or if we need more, this is an easy way of getting them onto the track. You set up the pattern for the train you want to make. I got an omnidirectional control track or whatever, so make sure it goes this way instead of this way. Press a button, and there we go. And it got stopped at the holding track. This is about in the middle. That's good. Cool. Also, when the train arrives here, we want to slow it down if we can. So we're going to use a limiter track to do that. You got to give it redstone. And then with the crowbar, we'll set this to 1, I think. Yeah, over there. Because if it's running at full power, I think it uses up more fuel. So we want to decrease that if we can. And then when it leaves here, we'll maybe put another one here at full power to make it go full speed. Okay. Let's test this out. If we put redstone next to this detector, I have a feeling I placed it the wrong way. Oh, can't even see it. It did not turn on. Okay. What if we face it a different way? Can I use the crowbar? Oh, I can. Awesome. Yeah, I think that faces the redstone now. And turned on. And it's off. Okay, cool. So we can probably release the train using that. While it's parked here, we also don't want it to run out of fuel or water ever, because that's what it needs to run. So we are going to want to use... I am speaking very slowly. I'm sorry. I don't know why I do that. Fluid loader for the water. Now, I was a little disappointed. There's an advanced item loader, but there doesn't seem to be an advanced fluid loader. You have to place that right over top of it. I'm not sure if it's going to suffocate us when we go underneath it, but I kind of think it will. But there is an advanced item loader, which I think means you don't need to put it right above the locomotive, so we might be able to put it to the side. Why is it going? Oh, it's emitting redstone, right? Yeah, we don't want either of these to emit redstone, actually, so we're going to switch them to manual, never emit redstone. The only way we want to launch the train is when we hop into that minecart. Oh, manual, okay. And to do that, I found this works pretty good. I faced it downwards, this detector, 3 of these red wire, and then it goes up into the holding track. So if we hop into here, you see it turns on, and that'll release the train. These will make sure it stays topped up on fuel and water at all times. And probably the easiest way of filling these, I don't know if you can use a test rack directly. I don't use these very often, but you might need to hook up cables. But we'll create a thing for this. Passenger train. Let's do pass train. Add frequency. Nope. Oh, do you need a number too? 1, 2, 3. I guess so. Okay. I really don't use these guys, so forgive me. We want it to receive not energy. Blocked, but we want it to receive only items and fluids. Okay, and over here, just as a test here, the fuel items, charcoal, goes into there. Fluid comes from our accumulator here, and then we'll put a test rack in the middle just to try this. And I think we use that then, right? Go into items, send only, and fluid send only. Okay, blocked. Okay, I think I did that right, Nothing in there. Okay, let's try connect a cable to this and see if that does it. Did I not set it? Oh, I didn't set it, I guess. Okay. Oh, and it did get the charcoal. Ah. I didn't hit the check mark, I guess. Really? You know, it's always the simplest, stupidest things that mess you up. Now that that's gone, this is still filling? Yeah, okay, so you don't need cables. Okay, let's just take these out of here and try that again. Put them in the chest. They should go back in. So somewhere in our world, we're going to need a setup like this for all the stations. Just one setup. We'll handle all of them. Yeah, they went back in. Good. So that should keep our train topped off. This is getting water pretty slowly, actually. Why is that? This is totally empty, too. Okay, so I'm doing some experiments here. When it's in shutdown mode, doesn't use any fuel, obviously. But this temperature goes all the way down to 0 eventually. It needs to be above 100 Celsius for this to make steam and run. If we go into idle, it burns the fuel. This goes up. I honestly can't tell the difference between the rate it's burning it now and when it's running, like full speed. I don't think. Anyways, I might need to experiment with saving fuel here, because if we get a lot of these train stops, we're going to be burning through the charcoal pretty quick, possibly. But anyways, we got a whistle track over here. Now, the most important part of this is actually the routing part, so let's get to that. So one thing I think we should do, let's go to our rail kit. Where are they? Yeah, these here. Routing tracks are very, very nice. What you do is set this over here. By default, we're going to set this first routing track to the station name. So that's the same as what we put in here, which was, I have no idea, fishing stop. Okay, so that's the name of our station here. So we're going to make a golden ticket with the exact same thing. Destination fishing stop, like so, or whatever we set this to in the end of this. Okay, and then with the crowbar, we put that in here. So if this leaves with no destination set, it's just going to return here. Oh, hotbars are mixed up all over the place. Okay, so that goes in here. And then also, we're going to have another one of these for when we actually give it a destination. Let's just leave that there for right now. Let's try this out. So if we hop in here, this is all good to go. Oh, you don't take suffocation damage from that. Okay, cool. And I just set up a tiny little loop here. I didn't connect to our whole thing here. Woohoo! Oh, it's so cool. Is it going to stop? No, because I'm still inside. Okay, I'm going to get out. Yeah, so that's the basic setup for it. It seems to be okay. This time it should stop. Right? Hopefully. And awesome. Yeah, it's set to 1 again, the slow running speed. Okay, now this part, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do. Is there any way we can connect pipes to this track, I wonder? Or do you have to set it with a crowbar? If we put this next to it, let's see if it connects. It doesn't. Unfortunately. So we can't use this then. So this is the tricky thing about doing personal transport compared to like moving items around. When we're moving items around, we can go from point A to point B and then from B to A again. We know where it came from and where it needs to go. With this, we know our source destination, where we're starting from, but we don't know our final destination, because from here we might want to go to the Botania base, the Thaumcraft base, you know, Steampunk City. There's lots of possible destinations, so we can't just set one of these to a certain one. We need some way of selecting where we want to go. So let me think about that for a second. Second, a minute, couple hours, you know. Yeah, so I realized the episode was starting to get a little bit long already, so in order to get some stuff done today, actually, I decided to do some off-camera building here. And I mocked up how our station might look, at least in this area here. I think it's pretty cool. Feels kind of nice. I combined the fishing shack style we got over there with the steampunk style we got up over there. So we got the leaf roof, dark oak we use at both bases, and then the treated wood we use at the steampunk city. So kind of combos nicely, I think. And also figured out the selector system we're going to use. I decided to go pretty low tech with this, actually. If you look online for Railcraft tutorials, a lot of people will use computer craft for choosing where to go. It works very well because you can have like a touch screen with as many destinations as you want on it, for example, and depending on where you click on the screen will set it. Although to do all that is very complicated. You got to write a program, you got to figure out some way of then setting your system here to go there and all that kind of stuff. So I decided to go maybe a little bit low tech with this, using vanilla mechanics more or less. We got 9 buttons at the top here. So each station will have 9 selectable places to go. One of these could go to another station that then goes to other places, like a substation. But yeah, basically what we got going on is we have droppers behind each of these buttons. So whenever we press it, it activates that dropper, which shoots out one item. Inside of these, we're going to put the one-time use railway tickets. So this is what's going to hold our actual destination. Say it's farming/wood. I just had those on me. If we press this button then, it's going to shoot that into the hopper chain over here. I don't know if there was any other way of doing this besides using hoppers or water or something like that. But yeah, anyways, so that goes up to here, then the pipe will pull it out, puts it into this advanced item loader, which has locomotives as a filter. So only when this passes by will it set that. And after our default that we set over here for this station, So if we forget to press a button and we hop in, it's just going to return back to here. All right. And for underneath each of these buttons, we can set on the sign here whatever we want. These are fancy signs. You can like type on them. You can put items in them. They're pretty cool. And like move them around, change the size. But yeah, it'll take a little bit of finagling to get this all looking nice, probably. Let's see. Do I have any other locomotives? I never did test that will get it going here. Let's just put this right in front of here and see what happens. So it should... Yeah, it said it. So farming/wood. Good, it took it out of here. Okay, so we probably have about 4 or 5 big problems left to solve with this station. But as it is, we could probably tell it to go somewhere and it'd be able to. But there's lots of little details to really think about with this. Like, for example, let's say I'm riding a train and its destination is here. We're going to pull in, and then there's going to be a train sitting here, an empty train, and we're going to crash into it. So that's one kind of issue to deal with. Probably if we put a detector rail here, we could then tell this train in front of us to go and get out of here. Do I have any on me? Somewhere, yes, no, I don't. Alright, I'll have to get one, but we'll hook up the detector rail to the holding track here. It'll be a secondary way of making the train go. Alright. Another problem, when it goes, we need to give this an ender pearl. Probably just one. Okay, we got that in, and it goes all the way to the holding track in the front there. It might activate this. I'm not sure. Also, I just thought of something. This and this are right next to each other, so maybe the locomotive will get affected by both of them at once. So we should really test this out. We're going to put that one-time use ticket in here. It takes a little bit of time. It should, when it gets out of here, it should say farming/wood and not the other thing. So let's go in. Fishing stop. Okay, so it did override it again. Let's move this then. We'll make it face this way. And we'll put this over there then. Okay, that should be fine. Whoa! Yeah, it did activate the train dispenser next to it. So we're going to have to move this to here probably, and then this to over here. And maybe that'll work. I'm starting to realize maybe we need a bigger space, but we'll try to get it all to fit. This is not necessary, so we could also just take it out and get some more space that way. Good news though, when it hits the other train, it doesn't explode like I thought it would. I think. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. So, got a few more things to work out on this. I think we'll save it for another time. I do need to take a break here. So, got some good progress on it though. When it's all done, we'll make a schematic or a Buildcraft blueprint of it and hopefully be able to copy it fairly easily. But we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got any ideas, please let me know. And thanks for watching. It's good to be back. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.